Hello everyone, I'm Pedram and today we're going to work on Duolingo English Test, the speaking part. I'm sure if we're going to take the IELTS or even Duolingo English Test, the speaking part is going to be one of the most challenging parts. But if you stay tuned and follow the rules and the steps that I'm going to tell you today, I'm sure there would be no worries and you're going to ace the speaking part. So stay tuned. Okay, as you may know, in Duolingo English Test, we've got both graded and ungraded parts. Today we're going to work and focus on the graded section. In the graded section, you're going to speak for more than 30 seconds about a given question. This type of question, speaking question, is very similar to a cue card in IELTS test. So, what does it mean? It means that you would be given a sentence that tells you the main story that you're supposed to talk about, and that question, that main line is followed by some subtitles. Many students, many language learners and candidates would be panicked as soon as they face the subtitles because you're gonna actually read 4 or even 3 or 5 items, but I have to say that no worries. The reason that the subtitles are given to you is that to make you stay on the track, so no worries. Even if you have no idea about the subtitles, I'm sure you're gonna answer 2 or 3 of them. So these are just kind of guidelines which are going to keep you on the track, so no worries, just go through the question. And usually the last one is the one that's going to be kind of different, so just take a look at the last one and keep it in your mind while you're answering the question. But first and foremost, you have to understand the question. Never ever stop talking about the question in speaking test if you have not understood the question. So make sure that you have actually got the question in details and then start your speaking, and be sure to speak more than 30 seconds, otherwise your Duolingo English Test is going to be rejected. Okay, but how my speaking part in the graded section in Duolingo English Test is going to be graded? Well, there are some factors that are mentioned here in this slide. First of all, your speaking your speaking file is going to be assessed based on task achievement or task response. It means how correctly and how completely could you answer the question and different parts of the question. Next factor is grammatical complexity. It actually refers to the range of complex structures that you have used about simple sentences, compound, complex, or even compound complex sentences. So how many complex or compound complex structures are used in your speaking. And next comes the level of words. You know, many think that, okay, if I use 2 or 3 big words, it's gonna be great, but you're totally wrong, you know, because your words should be topic related. For example, if you're going to talk about education, the words that you're gonna say can be, for example, tertiary education. So it's going to be, or for example, co-educational schools. These are the words that are related to the topic. So the words that you are supposed to use as big words to show off your range of vocabulary should be really close to the topic, not off the topic. Otherwise, it's not going to be that interesting. Grammatical range and accuracy is the next factor. It shows how accurately you could use different grammatical verb tenses. For example, present simple, present perfect, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, future conditionals, and how could you connect these different verb tenses, and did you use any passive or active voices, and if so, could you use it correctly or not? And the last but not least one is the length and fluency. It shows the length of your speaking and how fluent you were in your speaking file. So these are the 5 main factors based on which your speaking in Duolingo English Test in Duolingo English Test in the graded section is going to be assessed. Okay, now it's time to work on a real test example. Describe the information that was incorrect that you got. So I call it the topic sentence of the question. And the topic is followed by some kind of, let's call it hints or road symbol signs, because they're supposed to keep you on the track. And so let's call them road symbol signs. It says when it happened, what the information was, how you found it incorrect, and explain how you felt about it. You know, even if you had no idea about the hints, about the road signs, road symbol signs, you would definitely mention 2 or even 3 of them. So that's why I already told you no worries about the hints, because you already could answer 1, 2 or even 3 of them. So usually the last one or the last 2 ones are the ones that you have to focus on. In this case, the last one, and explain how you felt about it. So you have to keep it in your mind to mention your feeling after the event. So you have 30 seconds to read the question, to go through the different parts of that, and you have to make something up. So the point is that no need to be honest, no need to be true. So you can't even lie, but it should be able to show and display your skills in English. So it's going to be assess your English proficiency. So no need to tell the truth. If you can, you actually would be better to make something up to show off your English proficiency. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, usually the beginning of speaking is the most difficult one for many candidates. Here I'm going to tell you how to start your speaking. Well, I suggest 2 different strategies. You can start in either way. First, you can start with a background. By background, I mean something that is related to the main topic. For example, here was about information, a piece of information that you got. So you can say something that provides some information about the main topic, but it's not supposed to directly answer the question. So it's just kind of, let's call it warm up for the listener. So it prepares his or her mind to go through the main topic. Here I said with a background which directs you into the main topic. So it's just kind of warm up. You can use different grammatical structures and verb tenses, but usually present simple or present perfect are the best choices to actually make and prepare a background. Or the other strategy, you can directly address the question. So no warm up, no background, you can just hit the topic. So you would say, I would like to talk about, or I'm going to talk about something. So you've got 2 strategies depending on the question and your choice. You can choose either one and no difference. It depends on you. So feel free to choose either one that you want and follow the structure. Okay, so the question said describe the information that was incorrect that you got. Now see how I made 2 different beginnings for my speaking. First, with the background. Well, being a kind of social media addict, I come across a lot of information in different areas daily. However, recently I got a piece of information about something. So I just prepared a background by saying that I'm a kind of social media addict. So when you're on social media, when you are online, so you actually are exposed to different kinds of information. So it prepares the mind to go through the main topic. So I said I'm a kind of social media addict and I receive a lot of information in different areas daily. However, I'm going to focus on the topic here. Recently I got a piece of information about something. Or you could directly say, I would like to talk about a piece of information that I recently received. So these 2 strategies are the best one which help to start your speaking in the best form. Okay, now it's time to go through the main body of our speaking. And how can I form the main body and what I'm supposed to talk about. Here, the hints the road symbols are gonna help. So all you have to do is to stick to a story which addresses the mentioned points. It's worth noting that these points are written to keep you on the track, as I already told you, so no need to be panicked or stressed. So you would automatically respond most, if not all of them, if they were not given. So just go through the story and make sure you yourself like the story that you are saying. You have to be a good storyteller, you have to enjoy it, so it would be perfect in that case. Okay, so despite the introduction, which can be said in a simple form, simple sentence, it's highly suggested using complex sentences for main body of your speaking task. As I told you before, one of the factors based on which your speaking is going to be assessed is the actually grammatical complexity. So you can start your speaking with a simple sentence, but you have to try your best to use complex sentences and structures in the main body of your speaking task if you're aiming a high score. And don't ignore the importance of using linking words, which can increase the unity of your speaking. So linking words like what? Like, for example, first of all, in addition, moreover, on the one hand, on the other hand, for example, for instance, finally, in conclusion. So such words help you to organize, to categorize your speaking file, and to be even more understandable, comprehensible. And use big words if and only if they are accurate and related to the topic I told you. In other words, don't use big words for just the sake of using big words. So don't use them at any cost. If you're sure it's related to the topic or it helps the topic to support your opinion, okay, use it. Otherwise, I don't suggest it. Now let's focus on the question again, and let's move on to sample answer. Okay, sample answer to the given question. Being a kind of social media addict, daily I come across a lot of information in different areas. However, last week, so here I mentioned one of the points because it was supposed to be mentioned then. So, however, last week I saw a post on an Instagram page which I follow about postponing the Iranian university entrance exam. It was clearly mentioned that the test was cancelled and put off and was going to be held 3 months later. So I quickly called my cousin who was preparing himself for the test. I assured him that the news I had received was from a completely reliable source. However, the day after that, when I was surfing the TV channels, I just heard a news about arresting those who had spread the fake news about putting off the test. For a while, I was completely shocked. I didn't know how to break the news to my cousin. I was not only embarrassed to talk to him, but also worried about his reaction. However, I decided to face the music and come clean with him. So, I gave him a call and told him about what I had just heard on the news. Fortunately, he had not stopped his studies because he had no belief in news broadcasted by social media. So this is my answer, my sample answer to the speaking question that you saw. So I have used plenty of different grammatical structures, different combinations between verb tenses, past simple and past continuous, past simple and past perfect, grammatical complexity such as compound sentences, complex sentences, and different vocabulary that are related to the topic, such as what? Such as breaking news, or for example, I don't know, about reliable source about the news, receive, or preparing, or different things. So this is how you can focus, or even broadcast it here, social media, broadcast it. These are the words that are related to the topic. So as long as the words are related to the topic, it would be perfect. Otherwise, I really don't suggest it. Okay, and as the last part, I'm going to tell you some points which definitely boost your speaking score. Collocations. The use of collocations could definitely improve your speaking. Even writing part, linking words that we talked about them, phrasal verbs, they are perfect. Topic related vocabulary, complex sentences, varied and accurate verb tenses. These are the main factors which definitely, undoubtedly boost your speaking score. Okay, and here is a sample answer again. So I want you to pause the video and spend quality time to locate the different grammatical structures, phrasal verbs, collocations, and grammatical complexities. So you can analyze my speaking file and you could understand why it deserves the highest score in the speaking part. Okay guys, please feel free to visit my website to get access to a myriad number of topic-related vocabulary, phrasal verbs, collocations, and plenty of Duolingo English Test sample questions. www.pedron-commute.com. And if you are seeking a perfect private class with one-on-one planning for IELTS, Duolingo, SAT, or even GCSE test, feel free to contact on WhatsApp 91247111669. So feel free to visit my website and contact me on WhatsApp if you're going to book your actually online one-on-one classes for Duolingo, IELTS, or any other international English test. Hope to see you soon. Have a perfect time.